What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely fantastic day. I know I am, and if you are, you need to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. And Billy Mays, the seller of OxyClean, will get a club sandwich and come beat you with it. Yeah, that's right. Billy Mays is not joking around, and for 3 small payments of $9.99 and pressing the like button, he won't beat you with a ham sandwich. Real talk though, guys, hope you're having a beautiful day. My name is Scrubby, and as you can tell from the title and thumbnail, today I have a story time about an absolutely crazy time where the cafeteria went wild and started fighting. This is actually a story somebody sent to me on Instagram, so big thank you for that. But if you want to send any stories into me, check out my Instagram at Scrubby. And I check it every day for stories and stuff. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. School lunches actually might be one of the worst experiences of all time, alright? Like, I don't know what it is about getting 6,000 kids in one room to eat square-shaped pizza that would barely pass as prison food, but whenever you do that, the worst in people comes out. It's a lot like Black Friday, you know? Like, okay, Black Friday seems pretty reasonable. People should, in theory, be able to rush into a Kmart at 4 in the morning for a really good deal on a TV, and then every year, like, 8 people trying to open the door get trampled to death by a crowd of angry workers. Like, okay, maybe we can't handle the things we should be able to. So regardless, I guess there's just something to be said for school lunches tend to get rowdy. Even though it should be easy to eat a meal without having to, you know, smack somebody's head on the table with their ponytail, some people just have a really hard time doing that for whatever reason that may be. And hey, I'm not here to judge you, okay? I can't judge anyone. As the famous Taylor Swift once said on an Instagram post in 2012, only God could judge me. Well, guess what, Taylor? God thinks you suck. Regardless, for some reason in the lunchrooms too, there's always like cliques, little groups where like people kind of sit with people similar to them. I don't really know how to explain it. Like all the jocks sit with the jocks, all the frilly little pink princess pony power squad, you know, the bronies, they sit together. All the kids that hate their life sit under a table. You know what I mean? Like there's basically just this weird system where people kind of sit together and they stay separate from each other. They don't really interact much. And generally that keeps the peace well enough, but whenever groups do mix, it would kind of come up with some pretty interesting situations. So for whatever reason, the teachers decided that they were going to do this initiative where you couldn't sit with the same group of people twice because they wanted to make sure that the school gained some community spirit and overall, you know, just became closer as a whole, which I don't think they realize is a really bad idea. Like, I'm not allowed to sit at the same table twice. You're telling me that me, the weird emo kid or whatever you are, I don't really know, whatever the person who sent me this is gonna have to sit with the exact opposite of themselves. Like, if you're a jock, too bad, better go get used to the bronies, okay? That's not gonna end badly at all. And the first couple days go down about as you expected. People are like not happy, but it's not that bad yet because people are still sitting with new people every day. But eventually, you know, it's gonna get to the point where you're kind of gonna have to repeat people. And if you didn't get along with somebody for a day, you know, the tensions might not be that bad. But if you don't get along somebody for the 7th time, things are probably gonna get pretty awkward. And so, like, after a week or two of all this stuff going down, there starts to be problems. Apparently, sitting people that have nothing in common and sometimes actually disagree on every fundamental value of human life doesn't always end well. And so fights start happening, you know, every other day. And then as more tensions kind of boil over because you're not letting people sit with their friends, you know, more problems start to happen. And on top of there being more problems at lunch and a couple fights basically every day, they also found out the hard way that letting kids not have a time to talk to their friends at school just means that they're doing less classwork. Like, I guess half the class basically just stopped doing most of their classwork because they would all just go talk to their friends because, you know, usually when you have an hour to talk to your friends during lunch, you can focus during class. But when you never get to see your friend and sit next to Jenny the horse girl that keeps trying to bite your shoulder like an apple, you tend to, you know, want to go talk to your friends about it. Like, if I sat next to somebody weird every day, if I had to sit next to the girl that would sing opera for no reason, you bet the next class I would walk up to one of my friends and say, oh my God, you won't believe how weird this girl that I had to sit next to at lunch was. That's just what you would do. So grades start to slip, teachers are mad because kids aren't paying attention, and, you know, the office starts to maybe rethink the fact that making people have to sit next to people that they don't get along with might be a bad idea. You know, they're like, no, I've never understood that about school rules. Whenever a school rule just doesn't work, like the deans, the principals, the teachers, they just refuse to believe that it's working. You're like, okay, banning cell phones doesn't work because now we just all go to the bathroom 4 times a class and text. They're like, nope, that's not true. You guys will learn to not be on your phone. No, Deborah, you have to use phones in the classroom. Kids are not going to stop using them. And like for some reason, every school just has these rules that no matter how bad people are complaining or no matter how much the rule sucks, they just refuse to admit that it's a bad rule. And so for whatever reason, even with the teachers and students complaining, the administration is like, come on. We all know that that's not true. You guys are big boys and girls. You can deal with not sitting next to your friends. And I don't really understand the point of that. Like they said that it was to build community, but I've never, felt closer to somebody after being forced to work with them, even when I don't want to. Like my neighbor Fred, who, bless his heart, goes a little too extra for Christmas and blinds me in the eyes with his Christmas lights. I don't want to do all the lights with him. That would make me hate him more. That wouldn't make us tight. So tensions keep getting worse and worse, and one day it all boils over. And I guess at school they've now made a nickname for it, and it's Black Wednesday, which is honestly a pretty good way to describe the end of an era. Like, oh, Black Tuesday when the demons, like, I don't know, okay? It's a good nickname. I'm a big fan of things with themes, okay? If you're gonna have a crazy event at your school, you should name it so that way it becomes legendary and all the other kids that eventually go to your school live in fear of the day that it'll ever happen again. So the tensions get a little bit hectic, and I guess somewhere along the line, a certain group of kids, the theater kids, have decided that they were going to protest and basically tries to cause as many problems as possible, which is a really weird way to say all the drama people were going to try to cause some drama and cause some problems. And, as typical as that is, I'm a little afraid because I feel like the people that did drama weren't exactly the best fighters, and drama does lead to fights. You can't deny that. So I really hope the drama kids at least took, one karate class over at Uncle Tom's Karate Emporium just to make sure that they could actually, stand a chance. Because I feel like starting a fight when you're the kid in the wheelchair usually leads to you getting pushed down the stairs, Not that you guys get what I'm trying to say, okay? Stop putting my words in my mouth, Jimothy. So the drama kids start spreading rumors from table to table about he was crap talking you, this guy was talking bad about you. I'm pretty sure at one point this guy took a picture of your mom and sent it to everybody saying, ha ha, ugly Betty, slap her in the face. Everybody's like, whoa, what the heck? So all these fights start breaking out. There's people in screaming matches. There's giant arguments. And then it happens. I guess for whatever reason, just the random shuffle that had gone on put all of the jocks, all the giant muscular people with all of the kids that, I don't want to be the person to say this, but this is the way the person who sent me this story described it. The kids that you wouldn't be surprised went to jail. And I guess the way like the table shuffling had worked, there was a large portion of giant jocks and a large portion of kids that don't really mind doing bad things to get their point across, And so for the rumors that must have been going on there had to have been insane because what happens next is as everyone's arguing about you talking crap about me, you're talking crap about them, in the middle of the lunchroom, there's just a giant bang as a table gets flipped over and they look, and all of the jocks and the kids that are probably going to end up in prison are just going at it. And that's a good fight. The kids that are going to go to prison definitely are learning to fight now to be better prepared for their future careers, okay? And the jocks are all ripped and they can fight too. So it's like a UFC fight. People are throwing chairs. The table got flipped over. They're all swinging on each other, and so the teachers come in to try to break it up, but at this point it's too late. Mob mentality is a thing. Other fights start breaking out as people are like, yeah, you were talking crap about me. So the fight starts in the middle with all the dangerous kids. It spreads out. There's nerds fighting. Everybody's punching somebody. At one point, a baby crawling on the AC vent fell off and knocked somebody out. I made that part up. That's not real, but you guys get the idea. All these fights break out across the lunchroom, and the teachers are just straight up overwhelmed. And as happens in most times that there's incidents in cafeterias, which I happen to know a bit about after experiencing a food fight, the chaos goes outside, because as the people that aren't fighting try to leave, the fights kind of keep going, and it slowly but surely gets pushed into like the courtyard of the school thing. So now we've got a WWE brawl going on in the middle of the courtyard as kids are fighting. They're bottle rocking each other. I don't know what bottle rocking is. I'm trying to act like I've been in more than like 3 fights in my life, and so all this stuff is going down, and the principal like gets like a bullhorn, which why people just carry bullhorns on them? This is the year 2019, sir. This is a bullhorn free campus. Put it back in your pants or leave, Mr. Rabetti. And of course, nobody listens because no one cares about the guy with the bullhorn who's like, guys, please stop. This is the most exciting thing that's happened in weeks. Please do not engage. Like, of course not. So eventually what happens is the school police officers arrest 2 students. And at that point, everybody is kind of like, oh no, we're going to get arrested. This is bad. And instead of continuing to fight, now they are just fleeing. Everybody's spreading in a bunch of different directions. So the police are like tackling kids trying to get away that they know were involved in starting the fight. It's just a disaster, okay? But at the end of it all, after the fight has calmed down, the courtyard's in chaos, everybody calms down, which takes about an hour. So like the class just isn't going to happen at this point, right? Classes are just done. They arrested 10 kids for causing the problem, which I mean, that's fair, I guess, but I also feel like in the grand scheme of things, okay, I'm gonna say it, I don't think you should get in trouble for that. Like, why are you arresting these kids, bro? They just trying to rest in peace. You're gonna put them in jail with prisoners and that are gonna be like, oh, what'd you do? You're like, yeah, I just turned 18 2 days ago, started a fight in my lunchroom, now I'm in prison. I don't really think they got like arrested. I think the cops just held them until their parents came and picked them up type of thing. But yeah, the day after that situation, when you have 10 kids in handcuffs and parents have to come pick people up and you had an all-out brawl in the middle of your school, the rules were changed. You could sit whatever you want again. And this is a lesson to all you teachers that watch my videos. Stop trying to play with things that shouldn't be broken, like the delicate, absolutely delicate way of a lunchroom. All right, there's rules for a reason. Stop it. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to check out my merch that's down below. The Christmas merch is doing really well. I hope you guys are enjoying it. So if you haven't gotten that yet, go scope it out, check it out. And other than that, today's notification shout out goes to Exils. Big shout out to you for having on notifications. If you want a notification shout out, just turn them on and let me know on my Instagram at Scrubby that you're following. If you want any energy supplements, head on over to gfuel.com and use code Scrubby for 30% off. And yeah, have your guys selves an incredible day. Don't get anyone pregnant if you do. Make sure they're hot. And I'll talk to you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.